Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dark Truth Diaries. If you're new here, this is the place where we peel back the layers of betrayal, revenge, and the darkest parts of the human mind. Tonight's story is personal. Not to me, but to the woman at the center of it. A woman who watched her entire world crumble in a single night. A woman who refused to let injustice win. A woman who didn't just confront her husband's killer. She controlled him, broke him, and turned him into her puppet. Before delivering the final blow. This is her story. A story of grief. A story of obsession. A story of revenge carried out in the quietest, coldest way. So sit back. Turn off the lights. And let me take you into the chilling tale of the wife who turned her husband's killer into her puppet. The night everything ended. Her name was Rachel Monroe. A soft-spoken, kind, introverted woman who loved three things. Her garden. Her career as an interior designer. And her husband, Adam. Adam Monroe was the kind of man who made people feel safe just by being in the room. He was patient, funny, and impossibly calm. They had been married for 9 years. 9 good years. Until the night Adam didn't come home. Rachel told me she paced the living room for hours. Checking the clock every 5 minutes. Convincing herself he was stuck at work. But when 2 police officers knocked on her door, their faces said everything. Adam had been found in an alley, shot once in the chest. The shooter fled the scene. The world Rachel knew folded in on itself. She said it felt like the oxygen was sucked out of her lungs. The world didn't just end, she told me. It stopped. It took police 2 weeks to find a suspect. Evan Cole, 32. A street-level hustler with a long history of petty crime. The police said Adam interrupted Evan during a break-in behind a shop. But Rachel didn't care about the motive. She just wanted justice. She attended every hearing. Every court date. Every time Evan's name was mentioned. She stared at him from the gallery. This expressionless man who had taken the one person she loved. But the justice system failed her. Misfiled evidence. A lost witness. And a defense attorney who tore the prosecution apart. Evan walked out of court a free man. Rachel said she didn't cry. She didn't scream. She felt nothing. But in that nothingness, something cold began to grow. Not hate. Not anger. Something sharper. A plan. After Adam's funeral, Rachel disappeared for a while. Not physically, but emotionally. Her neighbors said she became quiet, focused, distant. But behind closed doors, she was studying Evan. His habits. His social media. His daily routine. His weaknesses. Evan lived alone in a rundown apartment. He drank too much. He craved validation. And he had a history of falling fast for the wrong women. Rachel used to be shy, reserved. But grief changes a person. And revenge reshapes them. She changed her hair, her wardrobe, her posture. She created an alias. Maya James. A bold, confident woman who lived day to day, drifting through life with the illusion of freedom. Everything Evan found irresistible. Rachel wasn't becoming someone else. She was creating a mask. A mask she planned to wear until Evan's life fell apart. Piece by piece. Rachel accidentally met Evan at a small underground bar he frequented. She bumped into him. Apologized. Offered to buy him a drink. Her voice. Soft but flirtatious. Her smile. Warm but unreadable. Evan was hooked instantly. He thought she was a gift from the universe. Someone who finally saw him. He didn't recognize her. Not with the new hair, the makeup, the confidence. But Rachel recognized him. She told me. I memorized the face of the man who killed Adam. Seeing him smile at me was like swallowing broken glass. But I did it anyway. Evan fell hard. Fast. Within weeks he was calling her every night. Begging to see her. Telling her things he'd never told anyone. Rachel became his comfort. His motivation. His obsession. She made him dependent. Not with lies, but with calculated affection. Sometimes she'd shower him with attention. Other times she'd disappear for days, making him panic. He felt insecure, unstable, afraid of losing her. Exactly where she wanted him. Once she had his trust, she began pulling strings. She convinced him to quit his part-time job, telling him he deserved better. He did. Until she convinced him the world was against him. She pushed him away from friends, from family, from stability. He became isolated, emotionally volatile, drinking more than ever. Rachel played the role perfectly. Supportive, concerned, loving. But underneath every comforting touch was a knife she was preparing to twist. One night, while drunk and spiraling, Evan confessed. Not directly, not fully, but Rachel guided him there. With questions, silences, gentle touches. Eventually, he broke. He told her about a man he accidentally shot. A man who startled him. A man who shouldn't have been there. Rachel said she felt like the room froze. She wanted to kill him right there. But revenge isn't rage. Revenge is patience. So she whispered, "It's okay. I'm here." And Evan sobbed in her lap. After the confession, Rachel set her endgame into motion. She convinced Evan to trust her with everything. His finances. His passwords. His secrets. His fears. He became completely reliant on her. She told me. That man didn't just lose control. He handed it to me. Then she made her move. She planted stolen goods in his home, items she knew police were searching for. She transferred money from a stolen account directly to his bank. She used his phone to send incriminating messages. And then, she made the call. Anonymous. Shaking with adrenaline. "Check Evan Cole's apartment. You'll find everything you need." The police raided Evan's apartment at dawn. Evan was arrested instantly. Shocked, confused, begging Maya to come help him. Rachel visited him in jail. One last time. But not as Maya. As Rachel. When he saw her, his face twisted in confusion. Then horror. Who are you?" She leaned forward and said. "I'm the wife of the man you killed." Evan started crying. Screaming. Begging for forgiveness. But she didn't come for forgiveness. She came to break him completely. "You didn't just lose your freedom," she whispered. "You lost me. The only person you thought cared about you." He reached for her. But she stepped back. And walked away. Evan was charged not only for Adam's murder, but for multiple new crimes Rachel orchestrated. He will never leave prison. Rachel moved away. She changed her name. Started over. She told me, "I don't feel proud. I don't feel guilty. I feel finished." People ask her if revenge healed her. She says, "No. But it made him feel every ounce of the pain he gave me. And that's enough." Thank you for listening to this chilling story from the Dark Truth Diaries. Was Rachel justified in her revenge? Did she go too far, or not far enough? Let me know in the comments. If this story pulled you in, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Because I share new dark narratives every week. Until next time, stay safe, stay alert, and remember, some revenge isn't loud. Some revenge doesn't bleed. Some revenge is controlled with puppet strings.